So behind me I've got this lovely Physocarpus opulifolius, and it's like the luteus or the dart scold form. Of course we've also got Diabolo, which is an absolute fabulous sort of browny black form with burgundy sort of stems which look great in a display. So having a look at this, you can see there's a lot of kind of small shoots, spindly shoots, but the other big problem is that you've got a lot of old woody lignified wood which is breaking up, and if you don't prune it you get small leaves. Okay, so it's not as effective and then the colour isn't quite so good. So one of the advantages of pruning back is you do get some nicer, bigger yellow leaves, or in Diabolo, lovely sort of purpley brown leaves. So looking at this, we've got to remove a portion of the old wood on this Physocarpus. And you can see, looking at it, we've got a branch here which is quite old, quite lignified on the side. Some beautiful shoots on this one, because we've got this one is a perfect replacement shoot. And that's the kind of material we want when you are pruning Physocarpus. Look at the colour of it. You know, that hasn't broken up, it's not got the striations. So that is what you need when you are pruning Physocarpus. We've got an old one here which terminates into nothing, and that really isn't in a good condition. But we've got one or two nice shoots here. So it's a bit tricky. So we'll have a look. I'm going to take out a lot of the thin stuff at the base, have a look at the shape, and then decide what to remove. Okay, so I'll start by removing all this thin stuff. I can see what I'm doing then. If there's any good shoots, I'll leave them, and then we'll be able to see what we're doing. So I'm going in, I'm going to cut out stuff that clearly is not good. I'm going to leave that one because I like the shoot, even though it's coming out a long way. And there is a lot of sort of spindly stuff in there. But there's also like shoots like this which shouldn't be there. It's not got anything on it at all. And these little thin ones at the base are not doing anything. So we'll take them off. I really need to go and get my saw to cut that one off as well, really. That one is a potential replacement. It's not the best. Hasn't really got the vigour and strength on it. This one I quite like. It's got a nice arch on it, and it's got several nice shoots, but the one above it here, I'm going to take that one off it, because that one is a grey shoot. You can see the colour of it. Let me just show you the colour. You can see the colour of this shoot, that it's grey compared to this lovely colour, which is lovely orangey brown, which is the one you want. Okay, so I'll take that off. I'm just going to have a little spell cutting in here, these little thin ones. Anything less than pencil thickness, just cut it out. If it's got something like this, you might want to keep that to have a look at it. Got some nice shoots on. Here we are, just round the back, and you can see there's a whole cluster of shoots there. So I've come round here to remove some of the thin, but there is one or two that are quite good sturdy ones. But I'm going to take out a lot of the thin ones. There's way too many shoots here, and when you've got a lot of shoots coming up through the middle, that spoils the shape of the tree, so you need to remove those. So I'm going to just take out several of these small ones. There's one here which branches, and again it's not very good. Just go as low as you can. There are shoots right at the base. If I did want to rejuvenate it, I shan't rejuvenate this one, but I could do, because there are some lovely shoots right at the base of it. So on this one, loads of little shoots coming off it. It's really lignified, not good at all. Take that off, and now we're beginning to open up a little bit. Not a bad shoot, bit of a crossing branch here, so we could remove one or two thin ones here which aren't great, so I'm going to remove a few of them. And now I'm nearly getting there where we can see now what we're doing, and you can see that we've got an old one there which isn't particularly good, And now what we can do is to remove a third of the oldest wood, and that will leave us then with quite a nice plant again. You can see up here that there's also a bit of work to do up here. Lost its shape a little bit there, so I'm going to take that one off. Take that off there. It's a little bit too big. Quite a nice arching one, but unfortunately it's too floppy, it's not going to hold up. So I'm going to have to take that one off. So I'm actually just going to remove that one there, which I often like to leave arching ones in, but I can't leave them all in. And so what I would do now is just on this, where there's some not very good shoots, take them off, and you're left with, take off any dead stuff, clip this back a little bit to rein it in, and now it's really beginning to open up, so you've got quite a nice shape here. Bit of a crossing branch there, take that out, and so you can see it's really beginning to look a lot more open. There's a spindly one growing right across here. We'll take that out of the way. There's another poor one here, so I'm going to take that out. And now there's a little bit of congestion in the middle, which we can just thin that out a little bit. Thin those out. And now all I've got to do is take a look again from the other side and see if there's any old woody ones we need to remove, or whether we can actually leave them for another year. You can see there's one here which has nothing on it at all, it's just a dead old branch. So let's take that one off. And that's quite a nice replacement shoot coming through. Quite a lot of growth on this one, but again what I want is, you want these lovely shoots here, and you don't necessarily want this, so I'm going to be removing that one back to there, and it leaves me with 3 or 4 nice shoots this colour, and that's exactly what you want when you prune a Physocarpus. One here, I'm going to prune that off. That's an old, quite an old woody one, which has flowered a lot. Now when they flower a lot on them, you tend to get very small leaves after they've flowered, so the one that's flowered quite heavily, you want to think about removing it, especially if the bark is old and woody. And I think that really now, it's not looking too bad, that's quite balanced. I've removed about a third of the oldest wood. Could remove a few more branches, but the trouble with that is you can end up with nothing. And I'm looking just to give a steady turnover. If I wanted really big leaves, then I'd cut it right hard, rejuvenate it right to the ground. And you can see in the bottom where, you know, you could do that, and it would rejuvenate. So on some deciduous plants, when they get really old and woody, you can also rejuvenate them. And you can see here really clearly that you've got some shoots coming off this Physocarpus, and if you needed to, you could prune it really hard back to that, and it would send up shoots which have really big leaves and better colour. So occasionally you have to do that, or on this particular one you're just pruning a third of the oldest wood out. So you can see on this one that this doesn't look that good, and I'm still not happy with that. That's messing up the nice shape of the rest of the Physocarpus, so I'm going to have to sort of cut that one off, and hopefully you'll see when I've cut it off that the whole plant will look better, and then we're just going to pick out the shape there. Pull that one out. This one now unfortunately is still not quite doing what it should, it's coming out messing up the shape a little bit. So I'm going to cut that back to a nice shoot low down. So we'll just get rid of these few bits and bobs there. Okay, and now we're kind of getting somewhere. Still one or two dead bits in here, which you've got to attend to. That's now got that. It's a thin one there. Take off those. Now let's have a look back. Always stand back and have a look. So if you look at it, you can see that it's just a little bit, it's not looking too bad. There's some dead stuff here. That branch isn't great, but it is filling this bit. So I don't want to take that off completely because it is filling the gap here on the front. So I'm just going to take those up there. There's a crossing branch there, which we will take that one off. Trace it back, chop that off on there. Take that off. Get that out of the way. There are a few shoots going right at the top, which are quite big, and we could just knock them back a little bit. I don't want to do it too heavy because you'll end up with a proliferation of growth, but we could reduce them a little bit and encourage them to arch. So I'm going to prune them to an outward facing bud so they arch over that way. Around here to get these to just prune them so they arch out a little bit. There we go, that one's already got a nice curl on it. Now we've got a really nice sort of shape to it. We've pruned out a third of the oldest wood. We've cut a few of those really tall branches just to an outward facing bud so they'll arch over, and it's opened up the plant, it's got its shape back, and it's looking a lot nicer. So that's a little bit on pruning Physocarpus opulifolia, dark scold, or luteus. They look very, very similar, and with Diabolo, I think if you can catch it young and keep those young burgundy stems going, that is really good. But this one now has got these lovely sort of arching branches. We thinned it out a bit. We've left a few shoots to come through to replace, and it's just got its identity back, which is always the key when you're pruning. So that's pruning Physocarpus. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll have a look at something a little bit different.